This is my miter spline cutting jig, and basically what it is, it's a sled. It's got runners on the bottom which fit into these miter slots on the table saw, and then it's got a basically a saddle that will hold your workpiece at a 45, and then you just you run it across the saw blade and you cut your kerf. And I've got my stop block set up to where it's 3/4 of an inch away from the start of the kerf. So on the box, I can start on the top side and do 3/4 inches down, and then I can flip it over from the bottom and do 3/4 of an inch up. So I'm going to go ahead and cut one of those real quick. Cut my miters into all 4 corners, and I'm going to put 3 in each corner. 2 will be an equal distance from the top and the bottom, and then there'll be 1 in the middle. And then I'm going to get some maple because I think it'll be a nice contrast, and I'm going to make some little bitty strips, and I'm going to glue those into place. And not only does that give you something that's visually pleasing, but it makes a mitered corner, which is essentially just ingrain to ingrain, which isn't a very strong joint. That spline will make that a very strong joint. Now that my splines are glued in place, I let this set overnight so the glue is nice and cured. Now all I really need to do is go to the bandsaw and trim the excess spline material off of the box. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and give everything a good sanding just to get those splines nice and flush. installed on my router table, and I'm going to use that to cut a small rabbet on the inside of this box, and that's going to create a recess that the lid can fit in. I don't have my bit set at full height. I'm going to make a pass, and then I'm going to raise the bit to the final height and make another pass. That way I'm not trying to get rid of too much material at once. I need to deepen my rabbet on one side of this box. The way this lid's going to fit in here, it's going to have these pin hinges, and when it opens, the back side of the lid kind of drops into the box. Therefore, the back side of this rabbet needs to be deeper just to allow that lid to pass. I'm gonna do this in several passes, and I'm gonna keep measuring. And after each pass, I'm gonna raise the bit up until I get to roughly an 1.25 inches or so. I'm ready to make my box lid, and I'm going to make it out of this cutoff. This is from the original board that we made the rest of the box from, and this board, just like the other one, it has a whole lot of twist in it. So the problem with that is this board is too wide to go across my joiner, which would be the quickest and easiest way to flatten this. That's really not an option, so I'm going to have to use a hand plane to try to get this flat. Now, if I can get one side of it flat, that'll give me a flat surface to reference, and I can get the other side flat through the thickness planer. So I'm going to try to figure out where the high spots are on this. Kind of make some marks. Use this number 5 bench plane. That's actually the part that's high. I think that's pretty good because that one corner is actually going to be cut off anyways, but the rest of it seems pretty flat. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that off and go over to the planer and see if I can get 2 parallel sides that are flat. Now that our box lid is good and flat, I need to get a really good measurement off of this so I can rip cut the lid down to the proper width. And I'm showing right at 6 1/4. I'll set it. I'll go ahead and make this cut. That is 10 3/8. I'm gonna go ahead and square up one end of this. Let's see. I love the laser on this saw, it's very accurate. That looks pretty good. I'm going to use this disc sander to round over the edges on this box lid. I've taken a permanent marker and I've kind of rounded them off to kind of give me a guide to follow. Let's see what we can do here. The sides are just a little bit tight. It's a little bit tight on the width, so I'm gonna work the sides on the belt just a little bit. That is a good fit. That concludes part 2 of this series. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for future content, and we will see you next time.